this issue of Uttarakhand, the government taking over the temple, has been sort of going on for past few months. I think they passed a bill to sort of take over, and now Dr. Swami has approached the court, High Court, to sort of deal with this. So what I would like to see, I would like to know, since you are very much into this temple save temple movement, what is the background of the issue? What is happening there? Can you please tell us about it?
See, what is called as Devabhoomi, Uttarakhand, is essentially called as Devabhoomi because of the presence of Badrinath, one of the 4 dams there, along with the 3 minor dams of Uttarakhand itself, Kedarnath, Gangotri and Yamunotri. Now, all these 4 places of pilgrimage, they were a part of the erstwhile Tehri Gadwal kingdom. Right from the 7th century, when a Rajput from Gujarat became the ruler of this place, the entire management of Badrinath temple has been under the control of this particular royal family. And it seems to have continued so without any problem till the early 1800s. The rulers of Garhwal have always regarded themselves as the servants of Badrinath, as worshippers of Badrinath. In fact, Badri Vishal being their tutelary deity as well. Now, in the early 1800s, the Gorkha kingdom of Nepal, they invaded Garhwal. The Garhwal ruler had to take the help of the British to reclaim his kingdom. What happened post this collaboration with the British was that the British forced the Maharaja to yield half of his kingdom to the British Empire in India. So the English East India Company gained half of the kingdom, and it so happened that Badrinath and Kedarnath fell in that half of the kingdom which was ceded to the British. It seems it was a targeted takeover. So the supervision of the temple to an extent was retained by the Gadwal Darbar, the Tehri Darbar as it was called. For all purposes, the Maharaja had to appoint the chief priest of the temple, the trustee of the temple, to handle its matters. For the first time, the chief priest of the temple, the Raval, he became the secular administrator as well. Whereas earlier his role was restricted to only the spiritual and ritual matters. Now, there is another issue here. The current system of puja in Badrinath temple is according to Kerala Tantra Paddhati. According to legends, when Sri Adi Shankara Bhagavatpada visited Badrinath, he located the murti of Badrinarayan in the Alaknanda river. He retrieved the murti and set up the murti near Taptakunda, the hot springs in Badrinath. And he was the person who appointed a well erudite Nambutri scholar from Raghavapuram Yogam as the Raval chief priest of Badrinath. And the tradition has continued since then. But the Raval comes from southern India. He would have no idea about the language of the state of Uttarakhand, and certainly not about its land revenue and other practices either. Now, because of British interference into the temple, this spiritual leader of the temple was forced to take over the secular administration as well. It was still being managed properly initially, but in 1899, the Raval of the temple, Purushottam Raval, he gives a statement that perhaps it is better to hand back the administration back to the Tehri Darbar, and gives certain reasons. The first reason he gives is that he had been there for about 50 years as Raval. So perhaps he did not have a problem with language, but he said, whoever will be my replacement, that person will definitely have a language problem and he might not be able to handle the administration of the temple properly. So it is better that the administration is given back to the Tehri Darbar. Unfortunately, his opinion was not followed either. In the 1920s and 30s, the prophetic statement of the earlier Raval became true, in the sense that the current Raval of that time was not able to administer the properties in a proper manner. Income and expenditure were not accounted properly. He was not able to realize income from the lands properly either. The Raval had to appeal to the Tehri Darbar for some financial assistance because the temple did not realize enough income to maintain itself. The Tehri Darbar did support the temple by sanctioning 5,000 rupees, 1,000 rupees, etc. Then a tussle happened between the Tehri Darbar and the Raval. The Darbar wanted to have a more hands-on control over the administration. But then the Raval was not very keen about it. One reason could be that officially he was the trustee of the temple, and to allow someone else to take over the administration without removing him from the trusteeship would create problem for him as well. So the entire problem, I would say, was created only because of British interference here. Now, at that time, it was the British Gadwal was part of Northern Province, or which later became Uttar Pradesh. Clamor rose up among some sections of the society where they stated that perhaps the government has to take over the complete administration of the temple. And in 1933, Mahamana Madan Mohan Malviya ji writes an essay on it. He is not in favor of government takeover. He says that the temple has to be given back to the control of the Gadwal royals, Tehri Darbar. He even states very clearly that the legislature consists of people from various religions and even denominations. Malviya ji points out that the temple belongs to a particular denomination and it has to be handled by that denomination only. He was very clear that the government should not have any say here. Interestingly, Malviya ji also points out that the temple has huge amounts of properties, 282 villages, were given as grant to the temple by the Tehri royals during the centuries of their rule. These villages were even called as Vishnu Preeta. So, given that the administration involves gaining income from all these lands, it is not something which should be left to Raval at any cost, which is fair enough. We agree with that. Malviya ji also agrees with that, but then he points out that still it doesn't mean that the government has to step in here. He, in fact, points out another problem as well. He says that the government may misuse the funds for other purposes than what the income is meant to be used for, in the sense that the money might be diverted for other secular purposes. In fact, the district board of British Gadwal at that time had stated that money from the temple should be utilized for development of district roads and such infrastructure, which is certainly not the mandate of the temple. And we see that in secular India, the same trend continues. We see how the governments loot the temples, be it in Kerala, where they have taken money from Guruvayur Devaswam Board, or in Maharashtra, where they have taken 500 crores from Shirdi Sai Temple. So it has become practice now. And this was exactly what was predicted by Malviya ji. Unfortunately, once again, his sane advice was not adhered. Instead, in 1939, the Legislative Council of then province Uttar Pradesh, which was basically a Congress government, passed the Badrinath Kedarnath Temple Act, and they take over the administration of the temple in 1939. Various amendments to this act was made in the post-independence era as well. Even the appointment of the Raval and his deputy, the Naib Raval, all these were supposed to be done by the state government. I still don't understand why a secular government has to get entangled in the appointment of any priest to a temple. When they have no business doing so, they have no ability to even decide who is a better priest. And it is not just Badrinath and Kedarnath. There are also 43 other temples which were considered as subsidiary temples of these two temples. So 29 temples belong to the Badri group, and around some 16 temples belong to the Kedar group. These 45 temples, currently they are supposedly managed or administered by the government. We have not been able to find anything in the public domain regarding their income on expenditure, how the incomes are being realized, whatever happened to the 282 villages which belong to the Badrinath temple. The other temples would have also owned several acres of land. We don't know what happened to them either. Nothing is there in the public domain. As per the act, an administrative report is supposed to be submitted to the state government every year. That has not been placed in the public domain. We don't even know whether such a report is being prepared or not. We are certainly not seeing the Badrinath temple taking any steps to propagate Dharma either. In no way has the government control benefited the Hindus per se. Now, the current Uttarakhand government, they seem to have decided that they would do a better job. I don't know if they have not been able to do a better job in 80 years. The proper way forward for them was to have given the temples back to the Hindus, in this case, the Tehri royal family. But that did not happen. Instead, the government has decided that they would set up a new board with 26 members, out of whom just 5 people have anything to do with Dharma. they have not stopped with just these 45 temples. They have also added some 6 more temples to the list. Gangotri, Yamunotri, Raghunathji temple, Rajarajeshwari temple. So 6 more temples have been added to the list now. So where the government has failed in proper management of existing 45 temples, I see no reason why they have to take further temples under their management. And I presume that the Raghunathji temple that they mentioned is the Raghunathji temple of Devaprayag. Now, there is an interesting tidbit of info. This temple was in ruins. It was renovated in the 1980s with the financial support of the Kanchi Mata. The government of Uttar Pradesh at that time, Uttarakhand was not formed. The government of Uttar Pradesh had certainly not done anything for this temple when it was in ruins. To me, it appears like a case of a looter. When the temple was in a very dire state, the government doesn't care, and when they now want to increase the footfall in the temple by perhaps marketing the temple per se, they now know that if they are going to market it so well, then the footfalls will increase, more income will come, so they want to take over the temple now.